Welcome back to the Final Shot Podcast. Today the podcast is brought to you by Omega Performance. Go to my link tree, hit Omega Performance in the link tree. The promo code is going to be auto-generated, but if it fucks up, use the promo code Final Shot. They have amazing products on there. You can even get products to help you with your sex life, like Cialis or Viagra, or the new one they have. It's called Superman. It's a mix of both Cialis and Viagra together. Keeps you up, keeps you going. Guys, Omega Performance 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are on YouTube, you can see my guest. He is my favorite guest of all time to have on the show. Not only insightful in boxing, but in regular life. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve the Dragon Claggett. How's it going, brother?
What's up, brother? I'm happy to be back. It's good to see you. It's good to chat.
Yeah, man, we always have a really fun time on the podcast. Unfortunately, we don't see each other in person at all anymore, which is terrible.
I don't see anyone in person right now.
But it is fun to do these virtually and be able to talk face to face, because we always have some great conversations on the show. Now, how much can you talk about March 3rd right now?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know. But I'm fighting.
Okay, so we got to fight. Do we have an opponent?
I believe it's a guy from Argentina.
All right,
he's the young gun, and he's younger than. Well, I guess I'm not very young anymore, so he's younger than me. He's got experience. I believe he's 18-3. But he's one of a couple opponents who have all potentially said yes. So I'm sitting in a weird spot. I'm on the other side of the fence now, it's a cool spot, actually.
Hey, you're on the A side for once. Well, I don't know how many times you fought on the A side with Eye of the Tiger now, but the last couple fights you've been on the A side. Yeah,
it's awesome. So I know in advance. All I gotta do is get ready for the fight. I don't care who it is, man. I just want to fight, and then to have the date, the certainty of knowing when your camp is supposed to be tailored to, and then you can do everything. It doesn't matter who you fight. That's the game plan. Obviously, when you get into it, you want to make strategy and fight specific guys, but I'm just saying, being on the A side, knowing when your date is huge. Take advantage of it when you got it.
We've been doing this for 6 years now, back and forth on the podcast. It's been about that long. And for the first 4, I was always seeing you climb into a ring on the B side, usually wreck somebody's day, if not get a bad decision. And it was frustrating for me as a friend and a fan to watch. And then to see you get signed with Eye of the Tiger, it was a relief for me. Because I was like, okay, we're going to get some favorable damn matchups now. We're going to have some barn burners with guys like G-Time and Ulysses and Teru and guys that are under the roster. But we got good matchups.
I got the fair shake.
Yeah, you got a better shit. Now, look, you keep looking to the left. Do we have another person in the room today?
Not yet, but I have somebody coming over, so maybe halfway through.
Okay. I didn't know if your brother was there or we had some secret.
I was watching boxing as well. Don't worry.
Okay, what fight's on?
Pacquiao Broner.
Oh, I like that. That's nice. Okay, so March 3rd, we have an opponent. We're not going to say who the opponent is, but it's Eye of the Tiger. It'll be on punchinggrace.com. And it's good to see you're getting some action in these stupid times that we're going through right now.
I'm still going. I still get to fight, which is awesome. This is like the best. I'm really grateful for that, because earlier in my career, I never had the certainty, right? But now, even in this uncertain times, I am able to fight and stay active. So it's really good. And I'm looking, I just...
Well, audio cut out again. Your audio cut out. We got no audio on your end, Steve. I can't hear you.
I'm back.
There we go. What happened?
I have no idea.
Whatever. It's the Russians. They're fucking with the shit again. So what were you saying?
I don't remember. What was I talking about?
We were talking about being in a good spot, and you're on the A side, and you know what's going on.
Well, yeah, it's like it's just the other side of the game. It's really good, and
Yeah.
to have the fair. Not, I don't want to say fair shake because it sounds like you're complaining, but to know about your date, to know about when the fight is coming up.
We were also talking about the ability for you to still stay active in these weird times.
Yes, that is the other thing because I have a great promoter who's still putting on shows, despite the fact that we can't put on or have an audience in there, and we're just doing them online, and it's actually pretty good because you get a lot of people tuning in from all.
The audio and the video cut out. We'll take a pause for the cause, I guess, right now. Guys, the podcast is also brought to you by USG Canada. So hit up my boy Howie and check out what he's got to offer. Steve's back again, but guys, it's usgcanada.com. Hit up my boy Howie and get some walkout gear. So we're back. We're talking about the ability to stay active in these silly times.
Yeah, and that's a blessing for me right now.
Now, what is happening over at your house, Steve? We just got the internet cutting out.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll limp our way through this thing. So, what exactly is the protocol for you to be able to fight now?
You have to do a bunch of COVID tests, and you have to do a bunch of whatever isolation. You're not allowed to see people, but nothing really changes, and you just fight in the you just fight in isolation. There's just no crowd.
Okay.
Nothing really changes other than the fact that you have to stay in your rooms, and you can get food and then go to your rooms, and you're in your rooms, and then you go down and fight, and that's it.
So,
But
do you have to be vaccinated?
they before you didn't have to. I don't know what the rule is now.
Okay. Can I ask you a personal medical health question then?
Yeah, I have mine.
Okay, so you are vaccinated, double vaxxed.
Yeah.
Did you
I
get? Have you got the third one?
No.
Okay. These things scare me. I don't know what's going on with them. They make me nervous.
I know.
Well, you seem like you're really chill today. What's going on?
I'm just hanging out, man. I trained all day long. You push yourself to exhaustion, but now everything is changing, and I'm leaving soon, so I'm really exhausted because I'm picking up my life and moving it out east for a little bit because I'm going to do the last couple of weeks of training camp in Montreal, and then I'm going to go fight.
So you have gone out to Montreal a couple times for, I would say, a couple weeks or a month here and there. Do you enjoy that aspect of being able to leave your hometown, leave your comfort zone, and get over there and work with some badasses?
Yeah, I love to go. I love Montreal because it's a beautiful city, and I love Montreal, and I have a lot of fun there, and I now have friends there, and I it's good because you train up, and that's always something that you need to do. That was what I used to do when I would go to Vegas back in the day, and I love it. But it's just a cross country thing that I have to go there all the time and come back. It's a
Yeah.
bit of a strain. So I mean, do I move there is the question, and we'll see.
I'm not going to lie. I would love to see Steve living in Montreal doing that every day, day in, day out with the top people on the in Canada that we have. Um, is it a reality? I don't know. That's 100% up to you. That's something you have to figure out. But
Right. Or do I go to Vegas?
oh, I wouldn't be mad at that either. You have allies in Vegas too, where you can go train, right?
I used to live in Vegas. I love Vegas.
So to go to Vegas and do something like that, would you? You're not a dual citizen,
No.
so you'd have to get a green card or some kind of work
Yeah.
permit or
You're allowed
something.
to stay, you're allowed to stay for 8 months, and then if you have a work visa, you can stay for a year, whatever your work visa permits. And then you can also do it as like an agent. When you fight, you get like your promotion. According to the contracts, you can go do it, but you have to pay whatever taxes and whatever. Just get paid less. It's pretty much pay your taxes and then
Yeah.
come back. That's all.
So when it comes to training at home in Calgary, do you have a head coach or are you running all that yourself?
I'm running it myself, but I'm collaborating with a bunch of different guys, like different trainers and different fighters and stuff. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm pretty much doing my thing, doing my own thing.
So is your head coach then, can we say your head coach is in Montreal?
Yeah, Mike Malfa. Mike's my trainer.
Okay, so Mike's your guy. That's the guy that's going to be in your corner March 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Wonderful.
then that's why I'm gonna go out there a couple weeks before so we can you sharpen the blade together and then you're speaking the same language. And this is very important because when you go into the fight, you want to be talking, you want to be on the same page. So you can say things without saying things. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because in the fight a lot of times communication is not clear. You fight, every adrenaline's pumping and but when you're on the same page, you kind of know what each other, you like look at each other. You remember that? Yeah, or whatever it is. But so we just kind of get on the same rhythm, and then we go into the fight. We've already worked together. We know how to do stuff together. We've been nothing but money in the fight so far. So now we just do it again.
Well, I'm excited that Mike Moffa's the guy in your corner because he's fantastic.
And
And
he has lots of boxing experience, and we in boxing's a funny sport because you get all sorts of people, all kinds of people. But when it comes to boxing, the language is spoken. It's universal, and it doesn't matter where you come from, who you are. It's like I've been all around the world boxing, and I've always been able to like you kind of click with people. Like,
yeah,
oh man, we speak the same kind of language, and that's what makes it such a good sport too.
and a Steve Claggett fight's always one of those fights that it's go forward, don't no back steps, and we're gonna. It's a blood and guts war, and
Yeah, if this is the guy that we get, this is gonna be a banger
yeah,
as well, because he just comes to fight, and he's a tough guy. He switches stances and he throws both hands, fucking haymakers. So we got some action, and now it's interesting for me because I have so much experience and I know how to gauge it. Like going into a fight like this, how do you gauge? Fight someone who's coming out wide, wild, swinging.
yeah. So
Strategy.
that'll be an interesting fight then. If he's not going to back down either, and you guys are going to meet in the center of the ring, it's going to be a
I
banger.
don't exactly. I don't back down. I go forward. So we'll see who goes back. I guess.
Not too long ago, we seen Eye of the Tiger management, for lack of better terminology, kind of trim the fat, and they let go of a few fighters like Bree Howling. She's no more with the Tigers, and a former foe of yours that probably became more of a teammate maybe now in G Time.
Yeah.
I think G Time was a mutual thing more than anything,
Yeah,
but
they seem to be on good terms. So I mean, that's good. That's always a good thing. You separate ways. You don't have to be enemies. You just go this way. We go this way.
yeah,
It's a good.
I was disappointed to see him go.
Why? Because you want us to have the three men.
Yeah, I wanted the third one.
Me too. I would take it. We're cool, but like fighters fight, so that's kind of the point of the game.
He,
It's like shit. I don't know, to be able to put your emotion aside and then you can fight each other and still kind of, I don't know, you fight each other, you put it all online, you fight, and then afterwards you're gentlemen about it. And I think that's
Yeah.
part of the sport that some people get, some people don't get, but it makes it manageable in your own head as well.
So, would you consider him now? Does he train with Mike Moffa? We lost the audio again, but I will remember that question. Can you hear me now, Steve? I don't know. Something's
Am I
going.
back?
Yeah, we're back. Um, so the question was is G Time still training with Mike Moffa?
No, he's not.
Okay, so he's moved on, so he would not be a training partner then anymore. But he seemed like an interesting fella, and he seemed like he was actually pretty cool. His brother, I couldn't stand. He drive me nuts.
No, man, trust me, when you have people on your side the whole thing changes. Me and Martin, man, we're homies now,
Okay.
and we used to be opposition, but this is what makes kind of, I don't know. I root for my guys too. So I've had lots of times where we make peace after the fight because we're not fucking fighting each other anymore. Who cares? And then you happen to like, yo, you say, okay, you train like that, or you do this, or da 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 da, and we collaborate better than we went against each other. And so it's a good thing. Sometimes to work with people, you can always learn. You can always learn.
So there's another fight that I really want to see happening in, and that's going to be the Ulysses fight,
Yeah. Number three.
number
Not
three.
even.
Because I thought you won the second one. Manny Montreal is going to slide into my DMs after this comes out and just rip me a new ass.
I just there's another guy. I like Eves, man. But if it makes sense, the thing is, if we could build up in parallel and both become highly ranked, we could fight each other for something big, and then that would be the dream right there. That would be something awesome. So we'll see.
I think Eves is a great boxer, and I cheer for him whenever he's not fighting you.
He is a great boxer, man. He moves nice. He's athletic. He I don't know, skilled. That's why we're 1-1.
Yeah. The last fight was for like a WBC gold title, right? That would have set you up as a number one contender kind of thing.
Yeah, so I don't understand which fight did he have after that?
I think he took time off. Me? No, he lost.
When he fought
I believe he went somewhere and he fought again and he lost. A decision.
yeah, I can't remember the guy's name, but I remember that fight.
Yeah.
That guy was tough too, and he come forward, throw lots of punches, busy over the top, under, over, and he just swarming. And this is a tough style for Eves because Eves moves, box,
Yeah.
turn, angle. And then that's the thing. Styles make fights, right? And this is such an important thing in boxing. It's like if you can adapt your style to other people, can you quickly figure out how to sort out, like, okay, I got their style. Now I'm gonna do how to work it, how to get it, how to overcome their style to my strengths, my advantages. This is the whole game.
So
So
I would really like to talk to the Tigers too, and get that rematch with the kid from the St. Patty's Day thing.
O'Connor,
Yeah, that
he's
one.
not he's not even fighting anymore. I don't think.
He quit.
I don't know. He had another fight. Well, I'm not going to talk badly because he had another fight like 3 months later at the same weight for the same or for the next title up, and he was going to fight Ramirez, but then he was hospitalized upon cutting weight because he couldn't cut weight for the fight.
Okay.
It was
Shit.
3 months after our fight.
So how's he not on weight?
I don't understand, man. I don't understand. I feel like the game. There's many layers though, because also people get older and things change and life happens. So I'm not gonna point any fingers.
Very
But
weird though. Very weird that he wouldn't be on. Like, what do you do? Head down to Krispy Kreme and eats 5 boxes of donuts?
if you would have seen the setup in Boston, you'd know why I'm saying what I'm saying. Oh man, but that's the game. Things are lopsided.
Yeah,
If there was a league, boxing would be a different game.
man. Every time I talk to you, all the fights come back, but the one that really sticks out in my mind, and I think it was that fight. I can't remember where I got somebody threatened to sue me because I was going to live stream your fight.
Yeah, it was hostile. That whole event was hostile, man.
Whoo,
That was
man. I had this lawyer lady messaging me on Facebook. If you live stream this fight, we're gonna sue you and blah blah blah. And how could you do this to your friend? And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna tell everybody to go pay $13.99 for the pay per view, and we'll let Steve go have a great time, and we'll all not get into trouble.
heard the end of what you said. It cut out at first.
Oh, basically what I had said is I wasn't going to live stream it because that lady threatened to sue me,
All right.
and
Okay. Yeah. This one. Yes.
and
Fuck.
I'll just tell people to go buy the pay-per-view, and we'll all have a great time.
Right. How to avoid being sued.
Yeah, don't live stream things on Facebook and get caught.
Put it on a streaming site. Put it on something else.
So over the last couple of days, we've been going back and forth trying to set this thing up. You've been having a heck of a time getting things ready to go.
Yeah.
I think you're situated.
Yeah.
So you got your Airbnb, all that booked.
Yeah. Go to Montreal for the last couple weeks of camp and just kind of dial in everything, and you kind of lock in and get your mind into it. And you say goodbye to your friends and your family, and then you go kind of harden up your mentality and you zone in for fight mode because it works.
So
And it's just something I hated doing when I was younger, but now I know. I don't know. It's different every time. That's the other thing is every fight's a different fight. So you got to play with what your body knows, your mind knows, and you use your experience. And now I think that this is the best way to do it. And I'm pumped. So I'm going just the last couple weeks to sharpen up and then go fight. And that's it. Come home after.
I've always been interested in these Airbnbs. I've never done it, but like when you get an Airbnb, you're staying in somebody else's home, right?
Yeah. But they're usually places that are just Airbnbs. Like, I don't know if people are living there other than renters. You know what I mean?
Okay, so are these places they're better than hotel rooms, obviously?
Yeah, and you get everything. And it's like living in a house. Some of them are really nice too,
So
because you can choose your Airbnb and you can get depend if you want to spend money, you can get a very nice Airbnb and you can do your thing.
so did you get an Airbnb with like a hot tub or a sauna or some kind of shit in it? I want to know how you're going to be staying.
No, I'm saying good, but I didn't go fancy. I got an extra room so I can do my stretching and my physio work. I got a place with a park nearby so I can do my running and road work. I got my it's not far from the gym so I can get there and I'm all in, man. I'm going there to train, and I pretty much set it up so that I can get to and from the gym as easily as possible, do my training at home and in the surrounding area as easily as possible, and get ready for the fight. Because when you lock in, your only focus is the fight, and this is the best way to do it. And I believe in my preparation, so I'm going to do it like this, and then we go take care of business on the 3rd.
So I feel like the bonus to an Airbnb is going to be that you can prepare all of your own meals, stock your fridge with what you want, as opposed to like living out of a hotel and trying to arrange meals that way.
Well, yeah, because you're in a house. You can cook on you know what I mean? You can use the oven, you can use the frying pans, and they have like a coffee machine that you can use. So it's much more homey. It's that you're at your own crib somewhere else, which is cool. Especially when you get a really nice Airbnb. You know what I mean? It would be fun. You can do good trips like that. You go with your friends, get a nice Airbnb. It opens doors. There's lots of opportunity, which is cool.
So I did see that Hakeem Dawadu just fought not too long ago. Were you involved in the sparring for that fight, and did he help you out getting ready for this one?
The beginning of camp we did together, but then I went to Montreal.
Yeah.
So I just helped. We were just boxing together at the beginning of camp, but then he for the last month and whatever, I wasn't here. And then when I came back, he went there.
Oh.
But he looked good, man. He looked good, and he just sharp. It's like if you're technically boxing someone, you're just keeping it at your range. You're dominating. You're making it how you want to fight. You're controlling it's pretty much dictate the pace and impose your will. That's like the name of the game in combat sports. And that's what he was doing. So
that
nice.
Kid is a physical specimen. He's shredded.
Yeah, and he can jump over a fence, you know what I mean? Like he's got hops, he's strong as shit, so makes for a good fighter.
So lately I've been out of the boxing loop. I've been dealing with a lot of political nonsense, and I'm not a political guy. But when the state of our country is in a political sham and I have small children, I get involved in things. So fill me in on what's been going on in the world of boxing lately.
Like everything, like in the big world.
Well, what's some of the big fights that have happened?
Um, this is like the worst thing to ask me. I watched so many fights. I can never remember which fight was recent because I watch fights every day. I watch a different fight. Um, I don't know. I can't remember who was up recently,
I
but
think that,
it's been pretty active. I remember Megasayo Gary Russell Jr. was a couple weeks ago.
like the last boxing fight I watched was Canelo.
Canelo fought probably I don't even know, a month ago, something like that.
Oh no, that's a lie. I watched that big baby guy take care of Teslenko. I watched that card.
Right? They're still fighting, man, and now everything's coming back, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, it's awesome. Like in Saskatchewan, as of the end of the month, all of our restrictions are lifted, so we're kind of going back to life as normal. But unfortunately, throughout this whole thing, we've created two classes of citizens,
And, yeah, I've noticed.
which kind of sucks, right? We've reverted back in time to where it was white and black, and now we're going vaxxed and unvaxxed. It's a terrible thing to sit back and witness, and
Yes,
I wish it would just end.
I agree.
Good.
And I don't like separation. I don't like when people go against each other, and in times of panic, people will go against each other. You ever see that old thing where it's like you put a bunch of ants, you put black ants and red ants
Yeah.
in the jar, and they won't fight each other. But if you shake it up, they'll all fight each other.
Yeah, it's that's like dropping a drop of blood into shark infested waters.
Yeah. In times of commotion, people like panic and turn against each other. It's just human nature.
It sucks though because it's we're literally pitting family members against family members and brothers against sisters and friends against friends and coworkers against coworkers. It's terrible to watch.
That's the part that I don't like as well.
As much as I try not to get involved in it, I feel like I have to get involved in it because I want to stop it.
Right? What the fuck can you do? How much power do you have? I don't know. Right?
Not as much as I need.
Fuck, it's a tough battle, bro.
Well, what do you do? Like you sit and you make Facebook comments and you get into arguments with people and Steve's taking off to go open his door. I'm sure he can still hear me, but like how do you reason with people that don't want to be reasoned with? That's a great question.
Oh, exactly. Because well, that's the problem is when you point fingers, society will go against each other, and then you're on the offensive,
Yeah.
which is good if you want to win, but you know what I mean. In an argument, sometimes you have to like, I don't know. You have to see both sides. You can't be like that.
And at the end of the day, I can see both sides though because this side over here thinks that this is going to keep them safe. And this side over here thinks that what they think is going to keep them safe isn't going to keep them safe. But realistically, we don't actually know.
Right?
We're too early.
Yeah, well, it's perspective, and then people get pissed at each other. That's the issue because you get mad at each other because you want someone to blame for the problem that you're going through. Continuous cycle.
And we got these truckers that have invaded the capital of Canada, Ottawa. And I hate to use the word invaded, but I'm going to use the word invaded today because Justin Trudeau just enacted the Emergencies Act here in Canada. So basically he's saying that a group of men and women that drive transport trucks for a living that aren't armed are there armed with Canadian flags and music and honking horns are a legitimate threat to our country.
Yeah. Pull the emergency plug. Get the army. Get the guns.
So, like, how ridiculous is it that we have a drama teacher for a prime minister that enacts an emergency act when all he had to do was go and talk to them?
The whole thing's a mess, man.
It is a mess. Somebody came over. I can hear zippers.
Yeah, somebody came over.
Who do we got as a visitor today?
It's a friend. It's a very good friend of mine.
Okay, hey, we don't have to be secretive here. We're all friends. Well, let your friend know that I say hello and I wish them the best.
She says hello, and she wishes you the best as
Thank
well.
you. I appreciate that. Now, will this friend be attending your fight?
We're thinking about it. We're trying.
That'd be pretty.
I don't know because I don't know the rules right now either.
So we're gonna get off the political thing because I can't get going on that because I won't stop. But so the rules for the fight right now, as far as you know, is no fans.
No, I think there is fans,
Okay.
and then I'm bringing a party if I can.
Okay, so if there's fans allowed, then obviously the Team Dragon's showing up.
Yes, and then we'll be like old times, and I miss that a lot actually, because we used to go everywhere with like you bring 20, 30, 40 people, and when it's in somewhere local, you bring even more, and it's fun.
I was actually going to invite you to something today, and now I realize that you won't be able to attend.
What was it?
I was going to invite you to meet me in Edmonton for the return of Ryan the Real Deal Ford to the cage on March 4th.
Oh man, I would love to watch that.
Because I am going to be going there to do press.
Yeah,
And
nice.
I need
What's the date? What's the date of it?
March 4th, the day after your fight.
Flies into Edmonton.
Yeah, if I could twist your arm, I would make you my third guy cage side.
Flies into Edmonton, comes back just straight to Edmonton. I mean, crazier things have happened. I don't know.
It'd be
I
sick
really
if you
want
could.
to watch this fight.
That'd be sick if you could show up because I'm selfish and I'd like to see you.
It would be nice to catch up in person. Yeah.
I think the last time I seen you, I stormed your gym and I was hooting and hollering because you weren't there.
Oh fuck! Which gym? Southpaw?
That was Southpaw, man. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I've been gone for 5 years now, almost.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Holy shit. Well, whatever. You know how it is. It's like, brothers in arms, man. It doesn't matter if I don't see you for a couple of years. We come back and we're boys. Because that's the. There's like a. I don't know. When you fight and you get each other, you understand each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the last fight that I was able to attend live of yours was it was with Dakota, and it was the greatest entrance I've ever seen in person.
It was against Orozco, Juan Belladola Orozco.
Yeah.
I took the fight on 10 days' notice. He was 15-5, but he had 12 KOs. He's actually a pretty good puncher.
Yeah.
And I had a song called Short Change Hero, which takes 1:30 to start. And then it's just like it's like a thunderstorm. It's like an entrance. It takes a really long hang time. And then the beat drops, and then we walked out. And I love that, man. That's the theatrics of the game. I think that's what sells as well.
It was so sick because it literally took a minute and a half for you to even break the curtain. And I was like, oh my God, how long is this going to go on for? But it was so cool the way that, and I got to give a shout out to Dennis Herman because he set all that kind of stuff up. He was real amazing. He came from the professional wrestling world.
Right.
And he was really good at it. And I wish Takata would come back. I've been critical about them in the past. But I will say that they did put on good shows.
They had good matchups.
Some of the matchups were fantastic. Some of them were gimmies, obviously. That happens on every boxing card.
Yeah.
But we need more guys putting on shows in Canada. Like, who knows if KO Boxing's coming back?
I hope so. I really hope so.
I,
I hope that Eye of the Tiger comes west is what I'm hoping.
dude, I've been pushing for that for years.
Could there be a collaboration? I don't know.
Ooh,
If we come out west, man, it will be everything will start. It'll be a snowball effect because there's so many fighters here now in Edmonton. Still, there's people in Vancouver. There's a lot of fighters in Western Canada, but nobody fights.
so
You could have a whole scene.
well, there could be a whole new crop of guys that we don't even know about yet because like we're going in 3 years.
Yeah, and some of the amateur events that I've seen lately have been packed, and I had no idea. I'd never seen any of those young guys fighting.
Really?
So that means new generations.
Yeah.
And that's cool when you watch the new scene and it's like the next up and coming. I'm excited to watch now in the shoes that I'm in. Who's the next like noisemaker in Calgary? Actually, I know there's a couple guys. Actually, I'll give a shout out right now to my boy Kent from my gym. He's a young Filipino guy, and he's dynamite, man. He sells the crowd out, or he sells the show out. He gets the crowd going, and he fights hard. And he's a dog in there too, and he wins. So I think he's going to be one of the next ones from Calgary coming up. And as soon as somebody takes the reins, we can have a big scene again. I mean, if we do a Calgary show and I'm headlining, I'll take those reins.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I would love to see that. Eye of the Tiger invades Alberta.
Yes.
That'd be sick.
I would love it. Hey, anything's possible.
Where the heck is Devin Reddy these days? Is he retired? What's going on with him?
Sure. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I hope that he's not retired. Maybe do a couple more.
Because he was doing work in Dakota. He was piecing guys up, taking guys out, and he was looking real good. And then all of a sudden, nothing.
Yeah, and he was a very good amateur. Devin was like a champion.
Yeah,
he's fat, sharp, and he like good, clean, sharp boxing. Hopefully, he still fights. I mean,
hopefully.
I'd love to watch.
I enjoyed the fights he had in Dakota, the ones I got to watch. I also loved the time that he called that guy out with one of the Santoro brothers. He called those guys out. It was hilarious. It was awesome because he did it like Stone Cold Steve Austin and then just took off.
Really? Oh, man. A little beef makes the fights interesting. It makes the whole thing interesting. You need it. You need a little... It's part of it. It's a fight business. That's how you do it.
You need a little friction. Guys are getting in there and throwing hands at each other. Everybody can't like each other when they get in there.
Yes. You can be cool after.
Yeah, but we need to tell a story. We need to sell these fights because, like, to sell a pay-per-view for $13.99 in Canada, that's a tough sell.
Right. Well, also, here's an interesting perspective. The fact that if you're cool with the guy going in to fight him, you may hold back a little bit, even on a subconscious level. You're not going to try and kill your friend. But if you hated this guy, it's a whole different story. And the ability to kind of find the balance between the two is everything. Or can you flip the switch even if, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a mental game as much as it is. And everybody knows that. Boxing's like, 100% mental. But the physical carries you, so you need that too. But this mental thing, the commitment, everything that comes with it, that if you can get that part down, it's a big one.
Have you ever got in there with a guy that you liked and held back?
No.
Okay.
I'm a weird case because I have I'm like mean when it comes down to fighting.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I just grew up fighting. I was always fighting, even with my cousins and my friends and in my house. And me and my dad would wrestle and stuff. And like, I don't know. It's just part of it. And then so I was able to separate the two. It's like we can be cool and we can fight. And then afterwards, we're civil about it. And I think that's a big strength as well. And it allows you to fully vent and fully go into your you know what I mean? You're in the mode, you're fighting. But then afterwards, you're still a normal dude. Because, like, if you're all the time like that, you get too intense.
So here's a fun topic then. My son now, he's 2 years old,
Right.
and we've discovered that he's an alpha male,
Okay.
and he likes to fight. Like,
Okay.
but we're not talking play fighting. He wants to throw fists. So I don't necessarily want to stifle it, but I need to harness it. And it's hard to harness it when he's 2 years old and he's got no friggin' idea what he's doing. So
Right.
we used to play fight at home, and it's all fine and dandy when he cold cocks dad in the face. But when he goes to daycare and he's beat up every single kid in daycare on a daily basis for a month straight, we've got a
Not
problem.
allowed. Yes. Yes.
So we've had to stifle the at home horseplay.
But he's like too young. Because okay, so here's something interesting. When you get to boxing, right? If you say, let's say you're 7 years old and you go to boxing, it doesn't turn you into a bully.
No.
It actually turns you the opposite. And I was like, I can't remember which fighter said that recently, but he's like, if we put all our kids in combat sports, we'll have a, you know what I mean? We'll have a good understanding. And that's very, very true because you get humbled in boxing because you go against somebody who beats you up essentially.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh, I'm not untouchable. Oh, there's levels. Oh, there's all these realizations. So you get humbled through competition, I guess. But when you're too young, you can't go into boxing at 2.
No.
You can't. So, I mean, just let him hit the bag because the bag has a repercussion too. If you hit it wrong, it hits your hand, hurts your hands.
So what we did was we went to the daycare and we told all the other kids, if he hits you, hit him back. Today,
Yeah, I mean,
today it worked.
yeah, somebody punched him back.
So he pushed a kid. The other kid pushed him back. They did some combat, and then after that, they were best buddies. Now they're partners in crime.
That's how you become friends. A lot of my friends, I fought them the first meeting, which is pretty funny because you almost see everything that the guy's got, and you're like, okay, yeah, okay, nice.
It's funny though because I told the daycare lady, I'm like, most of my friends, we've been in a fist fight, like whether it be sparring or a jiu-jitsu, something. There's been some combat involved. We've bled and sweat on each other, hurt each other, and now we're all friends.
Yeah, it's a special kind of friend, but in a sense, it's the most honest relationship because you've seen the boundaries, you've pushed, you know, that's like after you fight someone, you kind of have an understanding. Same thing.
But this is uncharted waters for me because my daughter was the polar opposite.
Right.
So she's more passive, but if you piss her off, look out.
Right.
Because she's a certified little killer. Because I was so worried that she was going to get bullied that I started training her at a very young age.
Right.
Like 3 years old, she started hitting the bag and hitting pads and stuff like that. So
it's good for your health.
It's good for her health, but she can hurt people.
Yeah, but see, that's the tricky thing. When you know combat sports, you have this weapon.
Yeah.
It's usually only when you start sparring do you understand that weapon, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And then you get this mutual like understanding and respect. Like, okay, I don't need to do that to other people because people can do that to me. But when you're a child, a real kid, you can't really start sparring yet. So it's right before. It's only growth right now, but I mean,
well, she's 11 years old now. It's funny for me to say it that I have an 11-year-old kid because I don't feel like I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 years old this year, and that's a weird thing for me to say because I feel like I'm just gonna peak that hill and it's gonna start going down.
Still in good shape, buddy. Still looking good.
I try. I've switched over my training methods to a lot of weights.
Yeah, you're supposed to do resistance training as time goes on. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, but as opposed to walking around at like 218 before, now I walk around at about 240.
Okay. How's your mobility though? Changed?
Not really, no.
I mean, you just got that's a big thing is you got to find the weight where you feel the best at living life. Like I feel good when I feel weigh about this, and the more exact that weight is, the better. So I mean,
I feel
feeling
good. I can run 5K no problem. I can hit 12 rounds on the bag. So I just lift weights and hit the bag.
nice. Well, then you can yeah, perfect. And then it's a good weight for you. Then you're feeling good, and then life is easy. Somebody said to me one time, "Life is easier when you're in shape." It's
Yeah.
very true.
It is. You feel good. You don't feel like a fat slob getting off the couch after you ate a bag of cheesies. You know, you know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right, right.
But uh, I had a harsh reality. I was debating on maybe doing one more, and I was like, you know what? I don't even have a dog in the fight anymore. I don't. What's one? One does nothing for me. I'd rather sit here, talk to the guys, get them some exposure, keep doing the show, and watch them do work and see the next all the next generations coming up while I can still remember it.
Right.
I didn't think one more would do anything.
Well, man, then you take even try your hand in the other side of the business, the promotional aspect, putting things together, the entertainment industry, the night of the fight, the event. There's so much opportunity. It's like, it's awesome, man. And then hopefully we get these scenes in Western Canada blowing up as big as they are in other places. And we can have because we used to have great shows here too.
Oh yeah,
We did smaller, but we had some really good shows.
promoting would be fun. I would.
Get into it. Be a promoter. Be one of these guys. Get into that. Be a matchmaker.
I would try my. I would throw my hat in for managing fighters. I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would 100% do that. I know
Hell
the ins and
yeah.
outs and stuff like that. Just handling dumb business that fighters shouldn't be handling.
To be the buffer is you're a blessing for a fighter.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're helping guys who are gonna lose their. Well, you lose your mind when you're juggling too much, and
No.
it's like you
Well, he just cut out again. You cut out again, my friend. Your audio's gone, but we're talking about the buffer between fighters. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but he's back now. I can hear some noise in the background. But yeah, we were
okay.
talking about being the buffer and handling business that no fighter should be handling.
Yeah, that's what I'm. The managerial duty, I guess. That's what. I'm gonna wait it out till like you can hear me.
Oh, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, good. If you have a manager, it's good because they offer this buffer. And in the wild world of boxing, there's not a organization that handles it all. So you kind of have random stuff coming at you. So it offers this like literally a buffer so that the stuff that hits you is kind of filtered through.
Yeah.
And if it's filtered through by someone that you trust, even better because that manager role is huge. It's a really good one, man. And you can help a lot of fighters, and you can also piece things together. And then because you're the manager, you get to go to the fights. Like it's a pretty good, thing, pretty good gig.
So if I hear about the trials and tribulations that you've had, the same as this one, I will offer my services for free for the next one. I will get shit done.
Hey, as soon as I get to Montreal, and this is not even. I'm not bitching about anything. As soon as it's just Calgary does the fight scene in Calgary is not as big.
Yep.
It's just the way it is. So I don't have the active sparring all the time to the elite level that I need it. I don't have, you know what I mean? It's just things are a little bit less. But as soon as I get to Montreal, I'm rocking and rolling. And trust me, I'm in tip-top shape right now, and I'm bringing that out there, and I'm excited about it.
What's your weight at right now?
Right now I'm 151 and like change, and the fight's supposed to be at either 142 to 144. I think it's a catchweight one.
Okay.
But honestly, I'm just gonna get down light so that if I could make 140,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. We'll see. If the offer is 144, I'll take it. I mean, why not? I'll sure.
So for the rest of 2022, how many more times you want to jump in the ring this year?
Oh man, two,
Two
two
more
more.
times?
Yeah,
So
maybe three. I mean, depends because if you had a fight, I don't know. If you come out of the fight, some fights you come out of the fight feeling great and you just want to go again. And then in that case, I'd fight the next 5 weeks after,
so
because I like to be active.
how many rounds is this fight then? 8?
10.
Oh, it's a 10 rounder.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that
We
too.
got a title on the line here?
No, it's just a 10-round fight.
Okay, 10 round. Hey, maybe the next one belt will be on the line or something.
Yeah, seriously. But here's the thing. I do 10 rounds every other day. You know what I mean? Like, not sparring, but every day I'm training way more than 10 rounds. And then every couple of days I'm sparring and I spar more than 10 rounds. There's a reason for the endurance. And I believe that I can fight back to back to back so long as I'll listen to my body. I know if I'm overdone, but I like to be active because then you put on a good show for the fans. People stay tuned in and they want to see the next fight and they want to see the next one. And for the fighter, you get momentum, you get in the groove, you start feeling better. It's not so foreign when you just fought last month.
Yeah.
And I had some of my best performances when I was back to back to back. So I want to do it again for my next and last couple of years of my boxing career. I only got probably maybe 5 more years. We'll see. And treat my body right and we'll hope for it and maybe go further. But I want to be active.
If there's one guy this year that you can get in the ring with, who's it going to be?
At 140. At 140. I'm not sure. I don't know why. I want to fight. I want to fight Eves again, even though he's my boy. I want to fight Jermaine again, but Jermaine, I don't know because that one's different. That one's different because we're cool and like me and his brother are cool and stuff. We might as well just ditch it. I wanted to fight. Okay, Teofimo Lopez is coming up to 140. I was supposed to be a sparring partner for him once upon a time, so they're well aware of who I am.
Okay.
I'll introduce you to the weight class. Give me that opportunity.
Canadian matchup. I'd like to see. I don't know if he's still fighting or not. I don't want to disrespect him because I really like him as a person. It's Tony Lewis.
Yeah, and we were supposed to fight.
That
We were
is
supposed
true.
to fight on
Yeah.
February 12th was our matchup, but everything in Ontario got canceled, so the fight was canceled. But that would be a great fight, man. And Tony and I, we're cool, but we would trust me. That would be a fight of the year kind of fight.
Oh, Tony's a dog, man. Like he's the
Exactly.
same as you. No back steps. No, just
Exactly.
go.
That's why. That's why. That's like in boxing. Sometimes you're looking for your the matchup that brings the best out of you.
I have a feeling that Tony hung him up for some reason. I don't know why.
He might have. He has like family and life and whatever, right? So you never know. But I think he was going to do one or two more. He might have a. I think he actually signed for a fight. I think he has a fight coming up.
Good.
And one of his last ones that he's going to do. So we'll see. But I wish him all the best.
'Cause
And I would love to fight as well.
I have a storied past with Tony where the whole city of Cornwall got angry at me because I called them inbred, and that was for the Cam O'Connell fight.
I remember.
And then I do have a Tony Lewis tattoo on my foot because I lost.
What?
I have a Tony Lewis tattoo on my foot because I lost a bet.
Nice.
So
Nice. He got you, eh?
February 17th, 2017, I will always remember the day, and it will always be the Tony Lewis day for me because that's the day he beat Cam and I lost the bet and had to get permanently etched.
That's funny. Hey, All's fair in the game.
But these guys, I went on their show. They were from Cornwall. That's how the whole thing got started. And they didn't actually, because Luke and I both had the same tattoo in the same spot on our feet.
Weird.
Yeah. So, because we lost the bet to these other guys that had a radio show in Cornwall,
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, we didn't actually think you were gonna do it." Like, of
Like,
course,
would you bet me, man? What?
you didn't tell me there was a loophole here where I could get out of it.
Just tattoo over it now. You'll be
Nah,
good.
I'll keep it because it's Tony Lewis tattoo. That's a one of a kind. Well, it's a two of a kind.
God.
And I actually have a lot of respect for him just as a human being.
He's a good dude.
Yeah,
He's a good dude.
he's
And
a
that's the other thing is you can fight each other and not have like a grudge like that.
he's a
That's
very attentive parent too. Him and his son are inseparable, and
yeah,
that's something that some people on the planet can't say. So
that's an admirable trait. That's for sure.
you're dang right. And I like his dad. His dad's awesome.
Fighting family, right? What's not to like?
Oh, I thought his dad was gonna kill me.
That'll happen too.
But it turns out he's a really cool dude, man. I like him. He's a great boxing coach too.
Sometimes when you go against your, it's like I cheer for my guys too. I've had beef with the other team, bad, and then after the fight, hey, you know what? Turns out we're very similar. We like the, we're cool.
Yeah.
That's that's the name of the game though, and that leads to good friendships too,
Well, Cam was our boy, right? So we went at Tony Lewis hard,
right?
trying to do some mind games with him, fuck with him.
Right.
But I'm forever a Tony Lewis fan now. I don't care what he does in life. He could be the Walmart greeter, and I'll go in there and cheer him on.
Right.
So, yeah, Tony Lewis versus Steve Claggett. I would love to see that fight.
Hell yeah. Awesome matchup.
Yeah, but the Teofimo Lopez thing that'd be amazing. That's a payday fight. But I think he's signed though with Triller, isn't he?
I don't know. But he's going up to 140, which was thinking it just because I saw that today. Or I saw it the other day or whatever it is. But anybody at 140 in the top 20, like I want a fight where I can show my. I'll show it this fight. And then I'll earn my opportunity because that's kind of the name of the game. You put on a performance that deems you worthy of getting the next step, then you'll get it. So that's what my goal is right now. March 3rd, I'm going to put on a performance that shows what I've been up to for the last however long this, has been going on.
This shit show.
Right.
I'll get you out of here, Steve. You got a guest over. I'll let you get to it. And I know you got to do some packing and get ready to get your ass over to Montreal. Sponsors, my friend. Who you got?
I got Rival Boxing. Big shout out to Rival Boxing.
Supplement store. Which one's that?
The Supplement World in Mackenzie Town. That's here in Calgary.
Okay. And I'm guessing they got a website. You guys want to go if you want to order from them. I'm guessing they'll ship.
You can order a bunch of stuff from there too. And it's kick-ass team.
All right. And also shout out to Eye of the Tiger Management. Mike Maffa, the man that's going to get in your corner and make shit happen. Let's do this. I can't wait. March 3rd.
The return. Watch when the Dragon and Mike Maffa team up. Watch. It's going to be a return for both of us, and we're going to hit the scene hard. So I'm really excited about it.
I'm excited, guys. My sponsors, again, Omega Performance. We got Rampage Coffee, Manscaped. Guys, if you're going out with unshaved nuts, you got a problem. Manscaped.com. Use the promo code The Final Shot. You'll save 20% on your purchase. Don't get out there with a fucking ball mane. No woman on the planet likes that. Or man, for that matter, if that's your personal preference. But hit up Manscaped. Get yourself the Lawnmower 4.0. They call it the Lawnmower 4.0. When you get the performance pack, it comes with a little leather bag. It's got some mists and some creams in there. But Lawnmower 4.0, Manscaped.com, promo code The Final Shot. We've also got USG Canada and On It. So if you guys want all the promo codes, go to my link tree because I can't remember the promo codes because they never want to give you the same one as somebody else. So hit the link tree. It's in my Instagram bio, the final shot, and purchase some shit. Again, guys, it's March 3rd. Eye of the Tiger Management. Steve Claggett goes back in the ring with the man Mike Maffa in his corner, and we're getting a W, right, Steve?
Yes, sir. And it's going to be a dynamite matchup, and it's going to be a hell of a fight.
I don't know who the opponent is, but I'm going to call a TKO in round 6.
It's a big puncher from Argentina. If it's the guy, that's the thing. We'll see if it's going to be this guy. If they take it or not. And I'll take round 6. Absolutely. Sounds good.
TKO round 6. Steve, you got anything else you want to say today?
No, just tune in, watch and see. This year's gonna be big for us. So just get ready for the Dragon, Mike Maffa. We hit the scene this year.
Hey, folks, think for yourselves. Don't let other people think for you because they won't think of you. That's the final shot.